Hello, my fellow Airbnbers. This is Demo Joe, just back on the topic of what can affect your Airbnb listing. I was in a conversation with someone online through social media, and they had mentioned a tip where if you move around your last two photos, you add a discount, you manipulate your pictures, that it can affect your rating. So to talk about this, I want to put this into practice to see if it actually affects your position in a listing. They claim they got this information out of a book. So I'm curious to know what book it was, when it was published, because there's a good chance that Airbnb might have done some updates to no longer make this affect anything. But let's take a look. So the three things that we are going to do is move photos, and then we are going to add a discount. Well, we're going to do that last. The second thing is we're going to move some copy around and basically look like you're making changes, even if you're not. So we're going to do the top two first to see if it does anything, and then we're going to add a discount last. Now, the reason why I want to do this and do it in this order is to save you time, right? Does moving photos make a difference? Does moving copy make a difference? Because if it doesn't, why bother if the discount is the only thing that helps you position yourself in the listing? I personally believe, based off of my observations and working with the algorithm that Airbnb has, the top two won't do anything. I don't know of a service that's going to award you for making a change to something. That may have occurred back in the late 80s, early 90s. Now the algorithms are a lot smarter, and they want to award position based off of things like value, information, so on. So the more information you have, the more value you're offering, the more it pertains to the search. That's what's going to award. So I can see the discount affecting the position just because price, it follows in with value. So it's going to help you position with the price. But from my experience, when it comes to Airbnb, the algorithm's number one placement is geolocation. So to study this and to put this into practice, what we first need to do is open up a incognito version of your browser. Whenever you're doing research with the algorithm or any search engine, you always want to start with an incognito version of a browser. And the reason for that is because it removes all cache. So in other words, you're viewing through an untainted screen. So there's a good chance, if this worked for that book author, there's a good chance that they were manipulating the algorithm so much that their browser was caching it, which constantly kept on showing them some invalid results. So incognito, you get some very accurate results. So I'm going to come over here to Airbnb.com, and my property is generally in the St. Petersburg area, but it's not necessarily in St. Petersburg. So I'm going to search for St. Petersburg. Now the reason why I'm doing that is because it's not going to force my listing. Because if I search by zip code, for example, my listing is going to go straight to the top because I'm the cheapest towards my zip code. But so St. Petersburg is more general, a little more vague. So I won't come first in that listing just because I'm not the closest to St. Petersburg with the lowest price. I'm also gonna have to go out to May because I'm actually booked out through March and April. So I'm gonna go to an area where I know I'm not booked yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on search. Okay, so this is me here, right there at that $50 range. I'm pretty sure that's me. Let me click on it really quick. Yep, that's my little place there. So St. Petersburg, when you're searching by a physical location, what you don't see behind the scenes is a little pin. There's a geolocator that drops, and St. Petersburg's pin is right in this vicinity here. So really, any location that's the cheapest, that has things that do affect the listing algorithm, will always show up closest to the pin. So here you got that 56 closer, 47. Now you might be asking why 56 is closer than 47. It's because of the number of images that are in these listings. So if I click on this guy here, show all photos, So if you look at this bar, look how high that bar is. And I'm just going to scroll through here. And then if I go back, oh, hold on a second. It actually opened up a new tab when I did that. Let me position this here. So I'm going to go back and then we look at private and cozy. So look at the bar here, a little bit fatter than the last one. So, oh, hold on a second for images. So the bar here is a little bit fatter, meaning there's less pictures. So if I scroll down, you can kind of see they have a lot of pictures, but not as many as the previous listing. That does affect your position. That's the reason why 56 is closer to 47. But we're not talking about that today. We're talking about those 3 bullet points. So here's my listing. Right now I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th place. So the goal is I'm going to go in and I'm going to manipulate moving photos, moving copy around, and adding a discount to see what affects my placement. So let's go ahead and we can actually just close this down, get back to this screen. I'm going to switch to hosting. So moving images around, I actually have never done that before. So we're going to see what that actually does. Let's see, edit listing. Photos. Let's edit my 11 photos. So moving photos around. Let's just do, I love it when they make it easy. Boom, let's do that. Move that. Okay, perfect. So whenever you're making changes, it's always good to save. There's something interesting here that it looks like this screen is actually saving in real time because there is no save button. So just keep that in mind, no reason to save. So I've moved some photo around. Bullet point number 2. Where's bullet point number 2? Where did I lose it? So bullet point number 2 is moving some copy around. So let's go to my main description. Let's see, listing basics, location, property rooms, accessibility, photo, listing details. Is that going to get me there? Listing, where do I get to my, oh, here we go. Listing description. We're going to move around some copy. So I got a ton of copy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move around some FAQs that I've created here. Let's see, I'm going to put this one on top. Let me just make sure I remove it down below because I don't want to be redundant. So they basically said here in this this communication, just move some copy back and forth, etc. Save it. So I did that. I doubt it's going to count how many times I do that, but I'm going to go ahead and just save it. And now let's go ahead and look at incognito. And let's look at it again. And do the same exact search to keep everything consistent. Same exact search for the date range, which is May 17th and 18th. Oh, almost chose the wrong day there. And search. Again, before I was in position number 5, now I am in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think I'm going to do adding the discount because discount affects your price, and that does affect the algorithm, but it only affects it on a level 3 because other things that will come into play will be things like you know, the geolocation, how close you are to the spot, how many photos you have. People think that having a lot of photos will confuse a search. That's not true. Like I said, the more information you have in your listing, especially with photos, because Airbnb wants to be transparent. They want to show people what they're getting, so they're going to award position based off of more photos. So if you don't have a lot of photos, work on that. You can see some of these people's photos really aren't pictures of their place. They have a lot of odd ones. Like, come on, who really needs a picture of this? I don't need to see that if I'm going to go travel to some place. But look, this is pretty nice. They have a lot of nice photos here. That last place I was looking at had pictures of their dog, which I thought was kind of odd, but that's just showing people that they're dog friendly, probably. Hey, but I'm not a professional at this. If you feel something else does affect the algorithm, I would love to learn about it. Add it into the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great morning. Bye-bye.